show. Podawful.tv. I'm down to social media. I need your help. There are people that only remember to watch the show by clicking the links I share, so... Don't be one of those people. You can set your watch to Pod Awful, okay? Share the YouTube link or podawful.tv. You know, I'm in mourning right now because I've lost the greatest Twitter handle of all time, which is, of course, at the N-word. I had that Twitter handle. Could you believe it? Nobody had that, and I got it. A few months back, I managed to grab that Twitter handle, and now it's gone forever because of some loser I made fun of and or his fans on Twitter reporting my account. They didn't like me making fun of their favorite tube-headed man or whatever. Whatever happened, at the N-word is now gone forever. You can't get it. I can't get it back. When Twitter decides that you're suspended, whatever your account was, whatever your @ was at the time, it's then gone. It's off the books. They very rarely ever liquidate those names. And so now, how could I ever come up with anything that could possibly compare to at the N-word? I can't. I've been racking my brain. I tried to come up with a new Twitter handle, and I was thinking, okay, nothing's ever going to match up with at the N-word. What's the next best thing I could do? And then I remembered something. There's been a huge controversy over this on Twitter for days now. For weeks. I mean, really, this has been a controversy for years. But earlier last week, the Washington Redskins decided we're not the Redskins anymore. Nobody thought they would actually do it, and they finally did it. And so I'm clapping because I thought, Okay, cool. Then that handle's open. So I go to get the at Redskins on Twitter, and it turns out nobody's using it, but Twitter's holding it for them. Now, the interesting thing is technically nobody owns that trademark. I'll tell you more about that in a bit. But the fact that I can't even grab that handle, I'm pretty mad. So instead, I went with my new Twitter handle. Follow me on Twitter is at Redskins2. At Redskins2. Now, you might not know this. Maybe you do. I grew up in Virginia, and the closest NFL team to Virginia is the Washington Redskins. So growing up, my team was the Washington Redskins. I went and saw a Redskins game. My dad took me when I was a kid. I have Redskins merchandise, memorabilia. In fact, I still have stuff. This is from the, this is a tote bag from the 50th anniversary of the Washington Redskins. This came out the year I was born, okay? I've got a big Redskins inflatable helmet. You know, I've got this tote bag, and it's really a good thing I do because I've been keeping some good ideas. You know, I knew this day was coming. I knew eventually the Redskins would be no more. And honestly, I'm kind of sad about it. I'm kind of shocked about it because, as some of you may know, I am, of course, a Native American man. I don't know if you know this, but my grandfather is basically 6 million % Cherokee. And many moons ago, I foresaw this coming, and I wasn't the only one. You see, the problem the Redskins have been having, the reason they're now the Washington football team, they haven't even bothered coming up with a new name. It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they're stupid. They didn't want to give up Redskins. They only gave it up because apparently people from my tribe and other tribes like it they did this thing where they kind of trolled the Redskins. They lobbied the patent office or the trademark office of the U.S. to say, this name, Redskins, is offensive, and you have a rule in place that says an offensive word cannot be a government-protected, a U.S. registered trademark. It's not possible. So, about 6 years ago, the trademark stopped being a trademark. That's the real reason they're giving it up. You know, I always thought, as a Native American, as an indigenous person myself, I always thought it was kind of cool that in the country that took over, you know, the people who took over my land, my ancestors, my father and his father before him, their land, I thought it was kind of neat that in the capital of that country, there's white people cheering on brave Native people with this amazing Native man logo that was designed by a Native man. I thought, well, how could it get any better than that? And apparently, my brethren, they don't agree with that. So, on top of this whole trademark thing, there's this a man of a different type of tribe, a lawyer, I don't know if you know about this, went and he saw this coming as well. And so he trademarked 1 million different possible names for the Washington football team. Red Tails and all of the suggestions you've already heard, this guy trademarked them. So they're not going to go with any of those names. Look, I've seen this thing going around on Twitter where I guess it's supposed to be a joking suggestion, but there's a Native American guy, you know, a guy who kind of looks like me, wearing a shirt, a parody of the Redskins logo in front of the Redskins building there, and it's got a white guy for the mascot, and it just says Caucasians. Now, the funny thing is, all the white guys I know, they don't got a problem with that. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you've ever heard of teams like the Patriots or the Vikings or, the Cowboys. But those teams kind of already exist. It's sort of a laughable concept. I'm actually for this. I think it would be a little bit more racist to remove the team that represents my people and then replace them with white guys. That's gentrification of the highest caliber. It's whitewashing as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, go ahead and make a new team called the Caucasians. In fact, I would like to see a battle, a football battle between the Caucasians and the Redskins. Can you imagine that? The Caucasians would absolutely just annihilate the Redskins in their very first game against them. And then the next 275 games they would spend giving the Redskins a head start in points and probably never get thanked for it. So while I like these joking ideas, I think I have the ability in the unique perspective I've got as a native man myself, as a guy who has dealt with trademark disputes, and as a fan of the Washington Redskins, someone who wants to see his team do good and do the right thing. I want to help them out. Inside my 50-year anniversary Redskins tote bag, I have a litany of ideas for new names, ones that couldn't possibly have already been trademarked by a different type of tribesman. I'm going to reach into the pod-awful Gooniverse and find a name so perfect no one else could have possibly thought of anything. So follow me at Redskins2 on this journey, and let's find a brand new name for this brave, amazing, savage, warrior spirit team. Let's go bully the internet. This is Pod Awful.
Pod Awful TV. Only on is doing it right. Pod Awful sucks, you faggot. Good boy. Keep your job. You scam artist, douchebag. You're the worst, motherfucker. Give up. You fucking little piece of shit.
You're crazy. You're sick of your head.
Fucking dweeb, faggot, jackass. Pod Awful sucks. You know what? You're not funny. I want to really kick your ass. You're human trash.
My mom doesn't like it when I mention Pod Awful anymore.
Let's give the Redskins a little bit of a makeover, shall we? Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Jesse, or as my Cherokee ancestors know me, my actual indigenous name is Samuel Redbone. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Confirmed supreme race, they're saying in the chat room. I assume you mean indigenous people, of course. The Atlanta Superiors is my favorite team. Is that a real team? Redskins, too. Happy to be here. I'm happy to be here as well. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Very happy to be here. And, of course, very mad at the disgusting tube-headed goon who has put us in this difficult situation. But I'm glad I could help out a team that has done so much for me. I got to bond with my dad over a sports team that, neither of us actually cared about football at all. I don't give a shit about sports whatsoever, but I've got so many good memories when it comes to the Washington Redskins. Being my team as a kid, it's something you never really grow out of. The idea of not seeing the Redskins anymore, it's kind of upsetting to me. And this is why I'm so shocked that other people are upset by this. There was a poll done. This is from like 5 years ago, where they did a poll and most Native Americans didn't care about the Redskins name only 5 years ago. What happened in 2020? What dark future nightmare is going on here that made it so that they suddenly care? Let's find out.
Do the Washington Redskins have an offensive team name? Well, it depends on whom you ask. According to a new Washington Post poll, 9 out of 10 Native Americans said they aren't offended by it.
And that's me. I thought we were all on the same page on this, I would get, we would send each other letters through smoke signal, of course, and also carrier owls. And when I spoke to the Great Spirit in the sky, he said, yeah, pretty much you're all thinking the same way on this. And I said, what are you thinking about it, Great Spirit? And he goes, me? I'm thinking Arby's. So I don't know what happened.
The poll surveyed 504 Native American adults across every state. It has a 5.5% margin of error. The results are good for Washington's football team and owner Dan Snyder, who's been adamant about his position on any potential name change. Snyder released a statement in response to the poll saying the Washington Redskins team, our fans, and community have always believed our name represents honor, respect, and pride.
And that's why I like this guy, Dan Snyder. As a Native American myself, as a Washington Redskin myself, I have always appreciated the honor and pride that this Washington kike put behind our name. So what's really interesting to me about this report is this was done by the Washington Post.
Today's Washington Post polling shows Native Americans agree.
So I was thinking about the Washington Post and something hit me. All of a sudden I remembered we covered a story last year about a kid that we called Smirk Douglas. His real name, Nick Sandman. You'll remember he went up against a Native American man, a guy who looked a lot like me, who started drumming in his face. And the crime Smirk Douglas committed, he smiled at the elder statesman, the Sky Man, as he's known. Nathan Phillips is the guy. We call him Chief Shitting Bull or Crying Wolf. And Nick Sandman, just the other day, in a strange confluence of events here, he just got a settlement from the Washington Post, the very organization who did this poll for Native Americans saying they don't care about Redskins. They had to pay him millions of dollars because they said he was a racist for smiling at a feather Mexican. Let's take a look at this special Fox News report.
Also breaking tonight, Covington Catholic High School graduate Nicholas Sandman
Smirk Douglas
announced he has settled with the Washington Post in a defamation suit stemming from their botched coverage of his interaction with a Native American elder last year.
I like that. This guy, I think, might be Native American too. I don't know who he is, but the way he talks is very, yes, hello everybody, I am Native.
That falsely portrayed him as the aggressor. If you recall, media outlets smeared the teenager and misreported what
He almost said smeared the queer.
actually happened. Now, following the news, Sandman tweeted,
Which is sort of what that looks like. I mean, I don't know what... as a Native guy myself, typically we bang a drum, I don't know, to make it rain or to say thank you for the harvest or some other dumb bullshit. But this kind of looks like an old man trying to smear the queer.
portrayed him as the aggressor. If you recall, media outlets smeared the teenager and misreported what actually happened. Now, following the news, Sandman tweeted, "We have settled with Washington Post and CNN. The fight isn't over. 2 down, 6 to go."
So this kid has won millions and millions of dollars, all in the name of making one of my ancestors, my living ancestors, Nathan Phillips, look bad. Obviously, this is Nick Sandman's fault. So I reached into my bag of tricks here, my Redskins bag of tricks, and I found an idea, the perfect new name for the Redskins. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the Washington Stolen Valors. That's right. You'll remember that a year ago when we covered this, I was one of the first, if not the first person, one of the first people to say, I don't believe Nathan Phillips actually was a Vietnam vet. Now, maybe he was in the military. I feel like he's lying about his Vietnam service. And of course, it turned out I was 100% right. Who'da thunk? Now, some people out there, you're going to go, Jesse, why would we do... Listen, think about it, okay? Why would we go with this guy as the mascot? Number one, he's a native, so we're not whitewashing the logo, okay? That's number one. Now, there's many different things to consider here when changing the name. We're going to approach this from a lot of different angles, but hear me out on this one, okay? So the last time I could remember a native guy even being important in Washington, D.C., was when Nathan Phillips was there last year. And of course, this guy, he does have a military service, And I think stolen valor, it kind of goes with the theme, Washington, D.C., our capital, our military. I think it all fits in a weird, kind of strange way. Now, there is one organization who's kind of against me on this. They're saying perfect in the chat room. Thank you very much. French and Indian War, maybe the Washington French and Indian War. Yeah, how about the Washington Trail of Tears? Very funny. Okay? Yeah, I don't think so. How about the Washington Andrew Jacksons? No. Light your $20 bills on fire in honor of my people who lost the war by thinking land was worth beads. You had me at stolen valor. Okay, thank you, JC. Somebody's on my side. Who's not on my side? I'll tell you. A little website called Snopes.com. Now, this website, we've run into this one a few times. You know, I used to be when I was a kid, I was a big fan of Snopes.com. I'd go there all the time and read all their spooky stories. Did somebody really die at Disney World? It used to be stuff like that. And then they had one section where it was 9/11 conspiracies, and I was too young to realize, yeah, no, all of those are real. So I used to really like Snopes, and now they're so transparently just against the truth, it hurts. You know, they've got a page on Nathan Phillips, and they're going to be against me on this stolen valor name. I know it because their page, it says, did Nathan Phillips falsely claim he was a Vietnam veteran? And of course, the answer is, yeah, he did. He did. A guy named Don Shipley, who's like the most famous Marine guy there is, pulled his records, which are mysteriously not featured in this Snopes article I have here in front of me. Weirdly, they never updated with that info. Instead, it says, did he falsely claim that? Unproven is what they say. It's unproven that he claimed he was a Vietnam War veteran. Well, that's weird because in a video on this article, not just on Snopes, in the exact article where they're saying this is an unproven statement, Nathan Phillips, the potential new mascot of the Washington football team, Nathan Phillips actually says he was a Vietnam vet. Now, this is something we didn't have this video last year when we covered this. When I went over Nathan Phillips being a stolen valor guy, we didn't have any of this stuff. We just had his latest interviews, but all of this stuff was unearthed after the fact. Video unavailable? You've got to be kidding me. Hang on a second. They didn't just get rid of this. Okay, perfect. We've still got it. All right, so let's get this one full screened here for you, and I think it's about 9 minutes and 30-some seconds in. Let's take a look.
Here. And I was thinking it wasn't exactly how I wanted my birthday to be.
So he's just rambling. He's talking about his birthday. By the way, his Wikipedia article says that he's also known as Skyman. I don't know why he's known as Skyman, but he's also known as Skyman. You know, we native people, we have magic powers, so he's probably a superhero. And that probably helped him out when he was in Vietnam.
You know, it really wasn't. I'm a Vietnam vet. You know, I served in the Marine Corps 72 to 76.
Now, remember, he did not serve in the Marine Corps. He was in the Marine Reserves. At best, he was borrowed valor. But here he says, I was a Vietnam vet. I was in the Marine Corps. He says 72 to 76. It's not possible he was in 72. He was too young at that time. Don Shipley came out. He said this guy never even left America. His record shows that he never left the U.S., and all he did as a Marine Corps reserveman was he was a refrigerator repairman. Not a joke. He repaired refrigerators.
I got discharged May 5th, 1976, you know.
That part's true.
I got honorable discharge, and
Now, I can't remember. Was he honorably discharged? Because as I recall, it was uncovered that Nathan Phillips went AWOL at least 3 times. I mean, listen, if you ever called up the Maytag repairman and the company had to call you back and go, I'm sorry, we can't find him. He went AWOL. How bad a job is it, honestly, repairing refrigerators?
The boxes in there, it shows if it was peacetime or what my box says is that I was in theater.
So he says his form, his DD whatever, says that he was in theater. That meaning in combat, meaning in another place fighting. This is in the Snopes article saying unproven.
I don't talk much about my Vietnam times, you know.
My Vietnam times.
I
It's a weird thing to call it when you've never been there.
usually say I don't recollect, I don't recall,
Yeah.
you know, those years.
Yeah, it would be hard to remember something that didn't happen, Nathan.
But what I seen walking out of Oshedi that day, anyway.
Well, anyway, Nathan, as a stolen valor veteran of Vietnam times, I salute you, and I do put your name in for the candidacy of the brand new logo of the Washington football team, the Washington Stolen Valors. Why not? Why not? I have a feeling, though. You know, there's a part of me, there's a part of me sitting here going, I thought I knew my people better than this. I thought I knew the indigenous folks of America like I knew the back of my own hand. You know, every little bump and freckle and curve and nut. What the fuck is that? Anyway, so I thought I knew them, but it turns out these natives, they're going wild. And I don't know exactly what it is that offends them anymore. It might be just anything native is going to offend them. And I wonder, do these people think I've never been through any sort of offensive things myself? Like, what must they think of the natives like me, of the indigenous people like me, if I am against them on such a huge topic like this? I want you to know, I've walked the walk. I have been discriminated against as a Native American man. I actually one time had a major corporation discriminate against me personally, me specifically. And I've got a recording of that. Let me actually play this for you really quick here. This is a recording. I had a customer service complaint to Nestle Corporation. Huge company, one of the Earth's biggest companies. I had a problem because I bought one of their products, a Hot Pocket, and I discovered something horrible was wrong with it. Take a listen to this.
Thanks for calling Hot Pockets by Nestle. Your call is important to us. A representative will be with you soon.
Thank you for calling Hot Pockets. My name's Jared. How may I help you?
Yeah, hi. This is going to sound very strange, but I just opened up one of my Hot Pockets, and inside there was no filling. Like I had a pepperoni pizza filling.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to, but instead inside there was only human hair.
In the entire pocket?
The entire pocket was filled with red human hair.
And was it curly, straight?
It was...
Now, why on earth would that matter if it was curly or straight? I'll tell you why. He can tell, just like with people of color, let's say African Americans, you can tell over the phone when somebody is a POC. He can tell I'm a POC, so he's saying, oh, was it curly or straight? Are you white or are you trash? Is what he's trying to say to me.
Sort of a wavy hair.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just said red curly hair. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I did say that, didn't I?
And then you said it was actually like inside because there was no filling whatsoever. Just that.
It's as if you were to go to a barber shop, scoop up the hair, and then put it inside bread and bake it.
Now,
That's the only thing inside.
I think this was done to me on purpose. I think I was targeted as a POC, and somebody from the Hot Pocket company decided to do this to me.
It's red human curly hair, about maybe a handful or two.
Thank you. It was red hair, so a white guy. Oh no, why did it restart?
Get a picture of that.
Let me try to get it back.
By chance, do you have either like a camera phone or anything that you could snap a digital picture?
Oh, so you don't think that POCs have technology? You think I'm just sitting here beating a bone against a log? I get it.
Well, I do have a camera phone. Yes, I could. Is there a way I could send this?
Yeah, what we want to do is I definitely want to go ahead and get a picture of that.
And you might be able to tell right now, over the phone, it's a lot more noticeable that I am a POC. It's something about a phone really picks up on the sound of that kind of voice, the timbre.
So
timbre.
I'll be sending out an email to you that you could go ahead and basically we'll have instructions on how to get that picture back to us.
Okay.
So what I want to do now is, what was your first name?
Oh, my name is Samuel.
And it's a good thing my parents gave me a gentrifier's name, a colonizer's name, because I was sure, I think he was asking me thinking I was going to say, oh yeah, my first name's, I don't know, Soaring Eagle Feather Dump.
Oh, I'm sorry, the phone broke up. It was Samuel, did you say?
Some stupid, like, bear-dropping wolfman.
Oh, yes.
Sorry about that.
But luckily, I got a colonizer's name, so I get the pass.
Name?
Redbone.
My last name is Redbone, though. So
REDBONE. All right. So this way, like we talked about, I'll go ahead and get that forward to our quality insurance team. I'll be sending out now. We could definitely do a refund check for you or another coupon.
Okay,
so he's trying to give me a coupon. He thinks I'm poor and drunk and drinking way too much fire water and probably have no education and just sleep all day.
I mean, I don't want to sound overly dramatic about this, but it kind of horrified my kids because I cooked it. I cooked it and then they bit into it, and that's when we discovered the hair.
Yes. So, I mean, definitely we could do either or for you. If you didn't want to get coupons for Hot Pockets, we are a Nestle company, so I could do like Stouffer's, Lean Cuisine, one of our pizza brands. It's up to you.
Oh, yeah, no. Let me buy more of your products filled with human hair. The hate crime you're committing against me, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I have to admit, I don't think that my kids would want another Hot Pocket, at least not anytime soon.
Understandable.
Could we do, let's say, a Stouffer's?
Most definitely.
I mean, listen, Stouffer's are pretty good, so.
I'll actually send out 3 full value coupons for it.
That's
and it'll
right.
be for off any
That's
Stouffer's
right,
products.
bitch. Oh, that's right.
No problem. And
Send that out, gay-ass bitch.
Just
don't
want
think
to
I don't hear that.
about that situation, especially for the kids.
Yes,
and then,
I
can't even imagine what they've been.
Well, my wife was one. Have you heard anything like this before? Have you gotten any complaints about this before?
Not to this extent.
How could you? I mean, I could understand a single hair.
Exactly,
but
something to that effect.
This is nearly the amount of hair on just one of my children's heads.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say exactly why that even passed our quality control.
Oh, yeah. Is it hard to say? Yeah, it's hard to say why there was a noose in the one black driver in NASCAR's stall, too, huh? Oh, yeah, it's hard to say why a guy with a noose and bleach showed up to attack Jussie Smollett in the night, isn't it? Juicy.
Because they should be inspecting all these items.
Right. I would think I assume there's somebody in charge of checking these.
Juicy's what my Hot Pocket was supposed to be, my children's Hot Pocket. Succulent and juicy. Instead, hairy and dry.
Things and so on and so forth. And I don't want to file a consumer report or anything like that. But and you've been a great help, but it does concern me greatly to think that my children could just bite into any one of your products and at any time bite into just a hairdo.
Like something that they should not be eating.
I do.
Yeah, you don't want to bite into a hairdo.
Have the other one.
And maybe if it was a nice braid, obviously, but.
And I just figured I'd go ahead and open it now, and it's.
So I opened the second Hot Pocket from the package.
I'm not kidding you. This one is also full of hair.
Both of them.
This is not even, but this is not the same hair. This is different hair.
What color is that hair?
This hair is, well, it's black. It's very tight and curly. Like, I would say like the hair of an African American, maybe.
Okay, so definitely when I send out that email, go ahead and put them side by side with that case ID number in the picture as well.
Should I take a picture with like today's newspaper or something, just so you know the
Oh,
date?
no, because, I mean, even though the timestamp is not on that picture, it's actually embedded in the e-file.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll be able to tell, like, when you, like, right-click on the picture, I think, it says, like, time, date, and something like that.
These
so you
computers,
don't have to worry about that.
these computers, I swear I know nothing about them. You know?
They're pretty scary if you think about it, because if you take one picture...
Oh, are they scary, white man? What is this insane technology you've brought to my humble tribe? Let me get inside my teepee and have a powwow with all my friends about this technology you speak of. Oh, me no like 'em technology. Me send a smoke signal to my wigwam.
In the embedded file in it, you could say it has, like, if your wife has her GPS on, for example, and she takes a picture somewhere, it will actually tell us the coordinates of where that picture was taken.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
like I went on a road trip once, and I was just taking pictures as I was going through the states, and I looked on my phone when I got back, and it actually showed, like, a little thumbnail for every state that I was in that I took that picture.
Wow, that's insane. In this day and age, I mean, it truly seems like anything is possible.
Here comes the white splaining, they say in the chat room. Exactly. So you can see I've dealt with this type of discrimination before from corporations.
Yeah, so, like, how old are your children, by chance?
The one who bit into the...
Oh, let me guess. You assume that they're basically 10 years younger than me, that I had kids when I was a teenager, and I'm already a grandfather. Is that why you're asking?
Hot Pocket is...
Oh, sorry, John Smith. Are you looking for a child bride to steal from my tribe?
5 years old, and then I have a slightly older boy who's 7. I should talk to my wife about this because, I mean, I thought it was dangerous that they were biting into a Hot Pocket full of hair, but who knows who might be tracking them? Because, you know, all these kids now, they've got their own phones. And
Exactly.
oh, my God.
Exactly.
By the way, have you... I mean, I can't get past this. I'm now sitting here with this in my hand, this Hot Pocket full of hair. Have you ever heard? You said you've never heard of anything to this extent. What kind of things normally do people call in with for this sort of thing?
Yeah, due to, like, our consumer safety, I mean, it is really, like, we can't divulge too much.
Oh, yeah. Due to consumer safety, we can't tell you what's wrong with our products, what horrifying things. Yeah, it's because for your safety, we can't tell you that a guy once found a wrench inside his Hot Pocket.
But, I mean, like, mainly when it comes to, like, hair, we do get, like, a few phone calls about, like, I found, like, one piece of hair in my food, stuff like that. Nothing, like, this extent.
But not like somebody had just shaved a person and then baked it into bread.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been here for under a year right now, so, I mean, like,
Great
I haven't
waterfall
been
spirit,
here long
sorry.
enough to get all the crazy type of situations that could happen. But as of now, I mean, this one takes it.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for your help. You know, I may, I don't know if you perhaps picked this up, but I'm actually from a Native American tribe.
Bum, bum, bum. Let's see how he reacts to that. Racist.
And, you know, I'm not too good with making these sorts of calls and all this technology stuff we were talking about. And it's not...
Oh, no, I had no idea.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm part of the Cherokee tribe. I'm actually part of the some of the First Nations of America. So a lot of these things, you know, if it weren't for the kids, if it was just me on my own, because of our personal laws in the Native American culture, if you're given or if you accept a bit of food, you're to eat it. So had this just been for me, I would have had to eat the Hot Pocket. But because this is my kids, because I am married to a white woman.
We use every part of the buffalo. If somebody puts a plate of hair in front of you, you're going to eat every single strand of it like it's the nicest plate of spaghetti you've ever had.
It's a much different culture than the one I grew up in.
I bet.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just for like,
I bet. I must be crazy. I bet. Oh, sometimes I dress up for like you for drag shows. I bet.
future, I mean, like how you just explained it to me, if anything, if you do buy any of our Nestle products and something's not how it should be, definitely keep the packaging. Give us a phone call directly so we could get that reported and replaced.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So thank you very much, and tell if you can for me, tell your supervisor that you've done a great job today.
Oh, no problem, sir. Thanks so much.
Okay. Thank you. Have
All
a great
right.
day.
You too. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.
And of course, I did contact his supervisor and let him know that that man was being racist, and the supervisor did fire that awful, evil man. That guy was fired as he should have been. Now, I could see if there's people out there like me who've been through those situations like that, maybe they just don't want anything to do with white culture whatsoever. And so I've come up with something. I found something inside my Redskins bag, an idea that could maybe be the best of both worlds. I mean, think about it. A lot of the great sports teams out there actually use copyrighted characters, other people's trademarks, as their trademark. For instance, I don't know, The Mighty Ducks, right? That's a movie. I think that was the other way around, wasn't it? No, what is that one? There's one where like Tony the Tiger or something is their mascot, This is a thing that happens. Okay, there are licensed mascots out there for sports teams. So I think, number one, it would be a good way to get a lot of eyes on the prize. But what if it's not just a licensed character, it's also one that isn't really being used anymore, and cherry on top of everything, it's still an Indian. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to a new potential team name, the Washington Dotheads, with their mascot Apu from The Simpsons. Okay? The Simpsons just joined all those other cartoons. We were making fun of those cartoons for saying we're not going to let white actors play black characters anymore. The Simpsons have now done that too. So Dr. Hibbert and, I don't know, Lenny, that guy that sounds like the cop that sounds like Sylvester Stallone. The three black characters that are still alive from The Simpsons, they will no longer be performed by white actors. So I guess they're just going to have brand new voices. That's cool. But with Apu, they got rid of him completely. They got the Redskins treatment on The Simpsons way earlier. Well, think about it. Native Americans, they thought we were Indians. He's an Indian guy. There's no voice. It's just a face on a helmet, so you can't get in trouble for that. The natives, the indigenous people, can't be angry because this ain't making fun of them. And the racists are happy because they're called the Dotheads. It's almost perfect. It's almost perfect. More perfect, they say in the chat room. More perfect. Slogan, we'll take a poo on you. Every time they win a home game, the speakers blare, thank you, come again. No voices. No voices. See, that's it. That's why I say it's almost perfect. It's almost perfect, but I think the racists will take it a little too far. And I think then now you got the problem of actual Indians being angry at the Redskins. So maybe this one's no good either. So then I started thinking, okay, back to goons again, right? Let me just jump back into that. Well, what about the goons? And I know there's one goon that some of you out there may remember that you might be thinking about in this episode where you go, Jesse, what about her? Oh, her, huh? You didn't see that coming, did you? Yeah, her. We once covered a woman. She's sort of a one-time goon. We might have talked about her one other time. I can't remember. We had a whole episode, and we mostly focused on the fact that this woman is ridiculously, morbidly obese. I mean, a fat, disgusting slob. And that's not racist to say. I'm allowed to say that. This woman's name was Jana Schmieding, and Jana was famous for going on a Harry Potter ride, or trying to, and them asking her to leave because she was too fat to ride. Now, Jana, she decided the best way to handle that is to throw a temper tantrum and write an article on HuffPo about it, despite the fact that Harry Potter is a series for children and Jana is 37 years old. So we made fun of her for that. Well, guess what? Ever since then, ever since we first made fun of her, Jana has moved up in the world. You know, we were kind of calling out the fact that Jana, her dad is white. He's 100% white. And she seems to kind of take all of this native stuff a little too seriously for someone who is not as native as me or, say, Elizabeth Warren. So I find it very interesting that she's actually convinced some people that she should be the voice of Native people. And I mean that literally. Jana Schmieding, this is not a joke, she is now the voice of the National Museum of the American Indian Walking Tour. That's true. So when you go to Washington, D.C., if you want to get a walking tour education of the native people of that land, the Redskins, it's Jana Schmieding telling you all the facts. Here she is recording it, posting it on her Snapchat or her Instagram or something. So that is very interesting to me. That is shocking because I kind of thought it was a bit. I thought she was like trying to get woke points, but now she's been honored by our museum for her role in Native American society. So let's take a look at her role in Native American society by watching some of her stand-up about being a Native American. Jana Schmieding is a comedian. She's also an activist and an educator, which means since she's a woman and also those other two things, she's definitely not actually a comedian. Let's take a look. Oh my God, that was so loud. You know, ovary Americans, when they go to see woke scold comedy, they have to let you know how into it they are by screeching as loud as possible. So please, I'm sorry, but watch your ears during this. Oh, God. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Jesse, you accidentally started playing Batman Returns. This is the sequel where Danny DeVito is the Penguin. He's wearing his little under outfit, his Long John outfit. Sorry, Jesse, could you just stop this one and go roll it? No, I'm sorry. This is actually Jana Schmieding doing what she calls comedy. And yes, she thought a good idea would be to not only be on a stage in front of people and have hot lights blaring down on her, but she thought the best way to show off her gunt in front of these people is to wear yoga pants, skin-tight yoga pants, the only time the skin on Jana Schmieding has been tight, and I'm not kidding, a see-through blouse. She's showing off her... she's showing off her... oh, God. She's showing off her curves. Oh.
Calm down. Calm down. He said calm down. He said calm down.
Oh, God. She just poked her gunt out at the crowd. And by the way, she saw these leggings in the store. They actually had them. One leg was on each leg was on one mannequin. It was the only way they could show off these stretch pants.
Oh, hey everybody. everybody. I'm so
And they are stretching to their absolute, like, Herculean levels of tensile strength are going on here to keep this gunt contained. You know, there's a sort of non-Euclidean, it's like hammer space going on inside these pants. It can actually fit an infinite amount of fat.
happy to
They're the top of the line space age material.
be here.
Happy to be here. Okay.
I am so happy, and of course by happy I mean I am barely holding it together.
And she, of course, was talking about her pants.
I'm 37. I'm very broke. I'm fun employed, and I drive a hand-me-down car from my benefactors/parents.
Okay, so she's 37. She has no job. She is borrowing her parents' car. She's hosting a podcast about women of size. And she just can't stop eating. She's a hedonist. She's a glutton. So remember, when I make fun of her, this is something she can't control mentally, but this is something she can control. We're not making fun of her skin color. We're not making fun of her gender. We're making fun of her for just not having the ability to stop eating. Stop it, Jana. Jana, you following me, camera guy? Come here. Jana, stop. You're going to die. Look at you. I mean, seriously, look at you. Jana, what are you doing? Stop. Stop eating. Stop it. Stop. She can't.
It's a 2004 Ford Escape Forest Green. Very boxy. It's like the Jurassic Park Jeeps. It's really dykey. It's a very lesbian-y car, and I don't have a partner or a chocolate lab. It's really great to be in a room with a lot of natives.
So she said it's great to be in a room full of natives. Now, as a native, I don't appreciate being referred to that way. It sounds a little derogatory, the way she said it. You know, it's like you can say, like, technically Jew is not a slur, but you say it with the right intonation, and boy, does it sound like one. You know, like, oh, that man, that nice man who gave me the shirt off his back. Yeah, shockingly, he's a Jew. Or you could say, yeah, Mark Zuckerberg, he's a Jew. You see what I mean? So the way she says it sounds a little off. Now, this is a comedy show only for indigenous people.
Yeah. I don't know if we've got the cultural news flash lately, but we're dropping the American from Native American. It's native if you're cool and indigenous if you're woke.
See, woo! I'm woke! Woo! Woo! Guarantee you that's like the one white lady in the crowd, too.
I think it's for the best, honestly. That we just kind of separate ourselves from the
Food, the refrigerator, the kitchen, restaurants. Oh, wait, what?
American label, for
Oh, the American label.
reasons. That wasn't our thing. We have our own vibe anyway. I mean, we had a whole sagey farm-to-table situation before that was ever a bougie way here. Another vibe that we have is we're assholes.
Okay, well, I guess it explains me. All
I
right.
think a lot of people know that about Native people. Like, we're quite mean.
Really? Well, then why didn't anybody bully you into stop picking up the drumsticks? And I'm not talking about the Nathan Phillips type.
I love us. I think we are fucking cool as shit, man. I just love how good we are at holding a grudge.
These are non-specific things. Like, these are not race-specific. Natives are not known for their grudges. As a matter of fact, if they were, we'd probably be in a lot more trouble than we are right now.
What was I going to say about Grudge? God damn it!
And she forgot her comedy. So, Jana Schmieding, despite being a native, is not in the running to replace the logo for the Redskins. Not only because she is terrible at comedy and literally just life, but also, who would want to see that on the side of an athlete's helmet? It would be, I mean, the Seattle Fat Guys, the Phoenix Fatties, I mean, imagine that team. You're no longer, it's not even native based at that point. When you're a giant fat person, maybe Buddha, you could probably get away with Buddha being a mascot. I think Buddhists would even like that. They'd be like, oh, cool, sweet. Yeah, that's my favorite team. The Washington Jana Schmiedings, though, you're going to lose some attendance in the audience, I think. That's not what we want. So let's go ahead and get to exactly what I know you guys really want. And it's, of course, the next thing out of my Redskins idea bag. And it is, of course, oh my God, what just happened? It is, of course, sorry, my entire system just went down for a second. It is, of course, ladies and gentlemen, the Washington Arcturians. What's that? You don't know what an Arcturian is? Well, as you can see here, my good friend / mortal enemy, Drew W. Shield, is in fact a Native American man. Hey, how are ya? Hey, how are ya? You can see his headdress right there. Now, some of you may not realize this, but Drew actually does have a native name. That W in his name, his full name is Drew Wounded Shield. Drew is sort of a soothsayer. He's sort of a 3 to 5 to 20 dimensional man. He exists inside a Matrix-like plane where he meets aliens all the time. He talks to gods and goddesses. He has fleets on fleets on fleets. And one of the many alien groups that he's a part of are called the Arcturians. Hi, this is Drew W. Shield, your special Palladian, Arcturian guide, something. I don't know. He starts every video by saying something about the Arcturians. I think it's a great idea. Perfect, extra, more perfect. They're saying, yes, upgrades, and that's exactly the point. Something that Drew has access to that could really take this team over the top is something he calls upgrades. And upgrades are special abilities, powers, just skill sets, many different things that the goddesses give to him. And they give them to him through having sex with Drew. Now, I have one issue with this. I think all of America, hell, all of the world, hell, every dimension could potentially get behind this team name, the Washington Arcturians. The only problem with it is a personal problem with me. Drew Wounded Shield is the yang to my yen. He is my Hancock. That's a weird reference. He is my polar opposite. He is part of the Light Federation, while I, of course, am part of the Dark Federation. And it is my mission on this earth to absolutely destroy Drew Wounded Shield and his fleets and all of the associated dimensional beings along with him. The Dark Federation has been quietly behind the scenes poking at Drew for some time now. Well, maybe it's time we stop hiding in the shadows. Maybe it's time we actually come forward into the public. Maybe it's time for there to be a Washington Arcturians and also a Santa Cruz Dark Federation football team. Maybe we play for the fate of the universes on the gridiron. Let's take a look at what Drew Wounded Shield himself has to say about me and many a thing. Let's see if he's a good candidate for my ex-favorite team, the Washington Redskins. Here's a video. This was actually captured by a native woman herself, Angie, one of our listeners. So thank you to Angie, a.k.a. her native name, Raven Zephyr. Raven Zephyr on YouTube. You can follow her. You can subscribe to her under her native name. This video is called Drew W. Shield Asks His Crystal About Pod Awful and More. You see, Drew has access to a powerful device known as a crystal, and it can tell him what is true and what is not so true.
So right now we're gonna do we're gonna do something special.
Now I'll give him this. He looks good in a headdress. I don't have a nice headdress like that. He's got multiple beautiful handmade headdresses. He is fit for a helmet.
We're gonna ask the pendulum what's
And I do mean fit for a helmet.
going on here. And remember, the higher self of the pendulum is Archangel Metatron, has Archangel Chiron, which, you know, I'm both those people have asked. Well, let's double check.
Okay, so let's double check. Let's see what's going on with the crystal pendulum. Make sure everything's working in proper order, shall we?
Let's not make assumptions. Let's double check.
Good idea.
Brains. Remember, if it swings this way, it's a no. So if it swings this way, it's a yes. So
Okay, so front to back, toward him and away from him, that's a no. Left to right, that's a yes.
Look at. Let me show you. I has Archangel Brain send message to has Archangel Chiron and Archangel Metatron. Have I ever raped anybody? Have I ever raped anybody?
Okay. So not a great candidate so far. I gotta admit. You know, maybe we should have second thoughts about Drew being the mascot. Because so far, he's asked one question, have I raped anyone? Which, by the way, suspect right there. Right? I mean, off the bat, when you're asking a crystal if you've raped, if you can't just say, I've never raped. And by the way, if you just don't even need to say it, probably the best course of action. Drew is asking a crystal if he's raped anybody ever. And the crystal is saying yes, according to what Drew just told us.
Have I ever even attempted to rape anybody?
Apparently that's a big time yes. It's going back and forth. Yes. Left and right. Yes. Okay, so we're going to skip ahead here.
Is it true that the people at Burger King that just put jalapenos in my Whopper, they're going to be condemned? Their daughters, their sons, their wife, or there's no females there. Their wives are... And then their parents are going to get condemned.
Okay, so apparently the crystal's saying yes to him killing everybody who works at Burger King, all of their family members, all because he got jalapenos on his Whopper by accident. Now, that's not a good look either. Probably not as bad as the whole you raped a person thing. Probably not as bad as the whole have you ever even tried to rape a person? Yes thing. But Burger King, that's a potential sponsor. You got to realize sports teams, it's all about the sponsorships. You don't want any company hearing, oh, this guy can put a curse on our entire staff and their entire families and just kill them. He can just obliterate them with a feather from his mind.
Something really bad's going to happen to them. Something extremely bad's going to happen to them.
No.
And is this the whole truth, nothing but the truth? I'm Alpha Letter Circle, High Letter Lenza, but Pod Awful.
What?
He said he can take me on one-on-one, but that's not true. I mean, he's nowhere near as tough as me. He's no.
Wait a second. I'm nowhere near as tough as... So that came out of nowhere. We were talking about Burger King members getting killed. I don't work at Burger King. How did I get involved in this?
Nothing but the truth. I'm Alpha Letter Circle, High Letter Lenza, but Pod Awful. He said he can take me on one-on-one, but that's not true. I mean, he's nowhere near as tough as me.
Now, here's the thing. That is, of course, 100% true. I'm 6'7", 200 and now 40 pounds and completely unstoppable. Thank you. Thank you to everybody out there. Thank you for everybody who helped me with my height, my weight. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who's been congratulating me. And by the way, in the chat room, I would like to see a lot of positive messages about how big I am. Please tell me how big I am. Listen, it would be very easy. I don't know if you know this. Drew is about 2 feet tall, okay? Nothing against the guy. It's pretty normal for natives. You know, in the old days, we used to be statuesque people. Nowadays, I don't know if it's like all the Mexican influence or what, but they've shrunk down. He's 2 feet tall. He doesn't even have ankles. His feet are directly connected to his kneecaps. So I'm not 100% sure why he thinks I couldn't take him one-on-one, but it's not even close. I would scalp him so easily. I wouldn't even need a tomahawk. I could just take my hand and go, whoo, and he would be completely devastated. It wouldn't even be a problem.
He's nowhere near as strong as me. I mean, he doesn't have the fighting experience I do.
I have way more fighting experience, of course. I'm a world-class boxer. I'm unstoppable. You are big, they say in the chat room. Looking swole, Jesse. Thank you so much. I am looking rather swole right now. So big. Jesse is large, but the Dark Federation is even larger. That's true. You're way too big, they're saying. You're 3 Royces tall. That's right. Jesse blew the bell curve for being big. Jesse is gargantuan, big like buffalo. Thank you so much. Jesse is hard as rock candy, but I'm as delicious as fry bread.
Like, I would literally obliterate him.
He says he would obliterate me. That's no good. You don't want that.
Boom. Yeah.
Whoa, boom. No, sir. You don't get to go boom. I go boom.
See, I told you. I'm missile-proof, I'm bulletproof, I'm laser-proof.
He says he's bulletproof. And, of course, I'm bullets. So that's no good. But wait a second. What did the crystal say? I wasn't paying attention. Hang on. Let me watch that one more time.
Truth, nothing but the truth. I'm alpha letter, silver high letter, Linza, but Pod Awful. He said he could take me on one-on-one, but that's not true. I mean, he's nowhere near as tough as me. He's nowhere near as strong.
It's saying no. It's saying no. He's saying he's not as tough as me. The crystal is saying no, as in Drew is wrong. As in Drew is lying.
As me.
He's not bullets-proof. He might be bulletproof, but he's not bulletproof.
I mean, he doesn't have the fighting experience I do. Like, I would literally obliterate him.
Yeah, I don't
Boom.
think so, kid.
Yeah.
Sorry.
See, I told you.
Sorry,
I'm
kid.
missile-proof, I'm bulletproof, I'm laser-proof. Plus, Pod Awful, I'm stronger than you, I'm faster than you.
Oh,
Do you realize I have over 16 years of fighting experience?
Oh, yeah? Well, how many touchdowns can you score?
I've taken down some beastly people. I can take a beating like you and believe.
Oh, I hope you can take a beating, because you're going to. Listen here, Drew. I know you're going to watch this. Drew, my friend, you don't want any of this, man. I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to get you to be a mascot for a football team. I'm trying to get your word out there. I'm being pretty nice for a guy from the Dark Federation. You got to admit, I don't think you want to talk this kind of smack against me.
I've had some beastly people try to well on me, and it does nothing to me. I'm a beast. I'm faster than you. I'm stronger than you.
Okay, so the next day, he does another video.
I watch you folks get tortured. I watch you folks get raped. I watch you folks cry yourselves to sleep. That was just so unbearable.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but that's terrifying. All right, cool. So I've got more here, though. Let's deep dive into Drew a little bit more here, shall we? We've got the story of Drew W. Shield and Natalia. Now, I believe if I'm going to go up against Drew, I do believe that his one true weakness may be women. You might remember my fiancée, in a desperate attempt to try to cure her of the coronavirus, Drew has an upgrade that makes him immune to the coronavirus. And the way he passes on upgrades is, of course, through sexual congress. So in a desperate attempt to cure my fiancée of coronavirus, I did allow her to sleep with Drew. Some of you might refer to that as cucking, but in Native American culture, which you're not allowed to criticize, that's known as spirit bonding, probably. So it's actually not a bad thing. But when he found out she was my wife, knowing I'm from the Dark Federation, Drew was very mad. Now, apparently, he's found himself a lady by the name of Natalia. Let's see what the story is here. This might be his weak point.
Hey, everybody, this is the Murida, specialized in Love Warriors, known to be sure.
Of course, he's all of those things.
Palladian, Arcturian, Royal AI, Avian, Angel.
So he's a Royal AI, Avian, Angel, Arcturian, all of those A words.
Okay, I want to tell you folks what's going on. Alpha Butter Nameless wants me to give an update. Okay, I seen a girl at TJ Maxx. She started talking to me.
And as you can tell, he's the type of guy who shops at a TJ Maxx. You can see that from, I don't know if you can even see his shirt. It's camouflage, so if you look very carefully, you might be able to see that he is indeed wearing a shirt. And that's straight off the TJ Maxx rack.
And then she started sending telepathic communications. And this person was in line with Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin tried to set me up. He had this woman, kind of coerce me and try to smooth talk me and promise me sex and promise me money.
See, I told you. That's his weakness. He fell for some woman promising him sex and money. And all thanks to the dark work of the Dark Federation's own Vladimir Putin.
It was all plot, ploy, scheme. You folks don't realize who we are. We see all, we know all. We were seeing her secret conversations. So we were just playing along. We were just letting her.
Oh, he didn't get fooled by this woman who was catfishing him. He was just playing along. Well, you got me. I fell for it, Drew. You got me. You're good. You're good,
continue
man.
to make a fool of herself. So we're sitting here. We're all seeing what's going on. We're all seeing how they're gonna play out. And look, guess what happened today? Vladimir Putin, the most badass, the most elite hitman in Russia.
That's true.
The most elite assassin group.
Everybody knows the title that Vladimir Putin holds in Russia is Hitman.
In Russia, I mean, literally, this is the most elite Russian assassination group. They're considered the best hitman group in Russia. You know, three of them are doing it. They're using cloaking technology. They don't realize, we invented that cloaking technology. All you forces have a permanent version. We can see you perfectly.
Some of those who run forces are the same that cloak devices.
Not only that, but right next to them, watching this whole entire thing, was the actual Dark Federation god. He's sitting there on the front door, standing on guard.
Justify those that die with jalapenos in my burger and fries.
A lot of Dark Federation gods, then they're on the porch, standing guard, and they're thinking that they're doing the perfect setup because this is the most elite, most badass, hit assassination group in Russia. And when they're trying to execute their plan,
right.
We made sure Natalia was able to get a front row seat, and she was able to see the whole entire thing.
So he tortured this woman by forcing her to watch them decimate the Russian forces.
We had 4 divine elements teleport to the front porch in a little pathway, and those guys decloaked, and the Dark Federation got decloaked. Two of those hitmen had a heart attack. The real big, tall hitman who's real tough, he majorly pooped in his pants.
Okay. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. Now, I was going to say, hey, Redskins, I mean, how would you like the ability to teleport? That would be nice, right? I'm not so sure that you want to make the other guys on the other team poop their pants. Is that, maybe he means it figuratively. Let's see.
And he threw down his gun, and he actually tried to run from a divine element.
Okay.
And we're sitting here laughing. He pooped so hard. He was so scared that he massively pooped, and his pants are falling off, and his butt is showing, and he's trying to run. He's honestly trying to run from a divine element, and he was.
He must be talking about Davy Crocco. This man, they scared him so bad. He pooped so much poop into his pants that the pants came off of his body. Imagine like Jana Schmeeding, those skin-tight pants. Imagine she pooped so much that the pants started slipping and her butt was showing. Her poopy butter butt was coming out.
It was Reddit super funny. This guy's a member of the most elite, most most badass hitman group in Russia.
Sure.
And literally, he got so scared, he pooped in his pants, threw down his weapon, and he pooped so much that his pants were falling and his butt was showing. and this Natalia, who's sitting there.
I'm sorry, I've been saying Natalia. That's wrong. It's Natalia.
Trying to put
these Russian names. I don't speak Russian.
Trying to be my friend and promise me $5,000, promise my uncle $3,000. We let her see the whole thing, and she literally broke down crying, and she ran out the door, and she ran to the back.
Well, sure, you see a guy poop that much, you're probably going to get the hell out of there.
Backyard, and she tried to hide in the backyard, and she was just nonstop crying.
The backyard of what? Russia? What do you mean, Siberia?
She tried to run to the backyard and try to find some bushes and hide in the bushes. She just
Vladimir Putin's house.
Failed Vladimir Putin. You know what's the cost for failing Vladimir Putin? Vladimir Putin's gonna kill you. And we told Natalia, you have two choices. You either get in the car, we go to the hotel, we get your stuff, we go get you a meal. When you're in a bad state like this, you need a good meal. I'm willing to buy her any kind of meal she wants.
Wow, he's a good guy. That's the thing. As much as he is my mortal enemy, he's also a good guy.
I tell you gotta get in the car, and I tell her you gotta marry me, because she needs to marry somebody to get a visa. I'm the Muridam. I mean, I have some legendary women who would do anything to marry me, and right now I'm telling a girl who just tried to kill me.
By the way, that includes my fiance, a legendary woman, so pretty cool.
Try to set me up, literally trying to take me out.
I don't know how many of you guys are special magical native people with legendary women brides, but
she has to be married to me. We told her, you come with us, you'll live, you'll survive. If you don't come with us, you're gonna be dead. Marriage was not even a thing for me. Because I belong to so many girls. I mean, legendary girls will give up will do a lot. Well, I mean, will do crazy things. Legendary girls to be married to me. And the very person who tried to take me out, try playing these mind games, she has to be married to me, and we're gonna be a couple. And I told her we have to have kids, and you're gonna be stuck with me. And
that sounds like a loving, wonderful marriage. You're stuck with me.
And all I just say is I thank Dad for making me strong.
Join our cult on Facebook. podawful.com/cult.
All right, let's take a look. We've got actually a crazy thing happened. We were just watching that one with him testing his pendulum, testing his crystal. He actually had his crystal stolen from him at one point, and he managed to get it back. Let's take a look at this video.
It's Alpha Lord movie does special love Wars Thunder, but GW show your special play the Autorn Royal Avian Angel.
Even he doesn't know.
From your special mustard tree of healing, strength, and empowerment. For both the dark and the light and the neutral.
Okay, so he is crying right now because at this point, he doesn't have his crystal anymore. And that thing obviously means a lot to Drew, a whole lot. And he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know if he's ever going to get it back. Now, he did get it back, but it's interesting to hear the story. Let's take a listen.
I'll let Arcade Dimension wants me to make a post. He wants me to tell people, don't be trying to come here and try to put implants in me and stuff like that.
Sure, of course.
You will die, and plus they will remove the implants. Because just last night, a bunch of Telemans tried to come in and put implants in me, and they actually died.
And that's not true. Actually, those were my forces. They lived. They successfully put the implants in Drew. And now we can track Drew no matter what dimension he's in, no matter how far into outer space he goes. We can track Drew even through teleportation. Even if he were to completely remake his body, the implants are now permanent because they were a biological implant and they're now part of his DNA system. So great work to the Dark Federation on that. And of course, Sieg Heil.
Many of them.
It's a Dark Federation thing. It's not. It's unrelated. It's from a different dimension to that other thing.
Taking off running, and we caught up to them like that. We got nature goddesses that can run super fast.
We got 15-foot tall reptilian humans that can go through
We took care of them. We shot them dead. We've killed so many of his goddesses, and he's just not willing to admit it.
walls. And I mean, you can't outrun these reptilian humans. You know, they can run 500 miles an hour. You're not going to get away from them. Plus, we have divine elements that literally, they run so
600
fast.
miles per hour.
Even if you're at the end of the block, you know, without even teleporting, they can be right behind you like that. Like that. Like in a second, they can be like right behind you. So look at this. We got it back from Vladimir
Oh,
Putin.
yeah, you got it.
We got it back. I told
Vladimir Putin stole the crystal from Drew directly. That's how important this artifact is. This is a big time device in the magical realms.
Yeah, we got it back. I told Vladimir Putin, you know, we're gonna get you.
Oh, by the way, there's his uncle in the background. So while Vladimir Putin is, stealing magic crystals from him and he's talking to goddesses, also he lives in his uncle's house.
We gonna get you.
That's actually Nathan Phillips back there. So, hey, how are you?
We gonna get you. And, you know, I said, okay, if you guys don't know, Vladimir Putin, he tried to assassinate me. He tried to assassinate me. He's a reptilian human ruling order person.
Obviously.
He tried to assassinate me. He tried to assassinate me and take all my bags and take all my stuff, and we got him. You know, we got him. And he took my pendulum. He was trying to use this pendulum. This pendulum, the higher self of this pendulum, is Archangel Metatron, the highest Archangel Kara, and Archangel Amethyst. And it's also infused with violent flamings and infused with divine Arcturus High Queen's energy.
Okay, makes sense to me.
When Vladimir Putin took this.
Oh, hi, Uncle. Oh, hey, Uncle. How's it going, dude? Don't mind Drew. He's just sitting here talking about his magic crystals. So,
you know, he waged war with every Arcturian to live, will live, and he's currently living. He waged war with literally every Arcturian, because then this is infused with, and he waged war with the Archangelic realm. Because, you know, this comes with, you know, the people that facilitate the Archangelic realm, their energy is within this. And look at this, it still works.
All right, let's test it out. We got to make sure it still works. Obviously, Vladimir Putin could have put some sort of technologies inside this. He could have screwed up the hypergravitational quantum override mechanics of it. So let's find out, does it still work? Now, remember, it was working when it said that he's a rapist and that I could beat him up. So let's see what it does now.
Brainstem Mesh, Archangel Metatron, and highest Archangel Kara. Remember, the higher self of this is Archangel Metatron, highest Archangel Kara.
Of course. And all of that, guys, write that down. That's going to be important. We will be testing you on this later.
Archangel Metatron is a major Dark Federation people. Highest Archangel Chiron is the Mountain of...
I'm just here to check the pipes. Sorry, what was that?
Light. He's major Light Federation. He's like pretty much the top Light Federation. Well, he's one of the top Light Federation people.
You still need your pipes checked?
And it's also been infused with the divine Arcturus High Queen energy. It's basically the energy of the Arcturians is infused with this pendulum. So I'm like, you guys got to get this back, because, you know, Vladimir Putin, he was planning on doing some wicked stuff with this pendulum. You know, you can't be doing something like that to a sacred...
And not what you're... I know where you're... Get your mind out of the gutter. He wasn't going to put it up there.
A sacred item, not only to the Dark Federation, but the Light Federation. You can't do something like that. That's a no-no. He was trying to kill his own people and kill other people. But don't worry, Vladimir Putin's with us now. We killed him. He's in low realms. Vladimir Putin, all his cabinet members they're either been replaced with AI or a star person.
You want lids on these cups?
Okay, look at this. Brainstem message to highest Archangel Chiron and Archangel Metatron. Show us what a yes looks like.
Okay,
show us what a hard yes looks like.
See, now yes is this way.
Oh, look at that. Show us what a maybe looks like.
What a maybe. Now it's going in a circle.
Show us what a no looks like.
And now it's going left and right. That is the opposite of what it was in the other video.
Show us what a hard no looks like.
A hard no. Now show us what a hard R looks like.
Show us what a really hard no looks like.
Oh, God.
Yes, we got it. It works.
Yes.
It still works. Oh, my God. I mean, I would have been so depressed if Vladimir Putin made this pendulum not work. You know, this pendulum is infused with the highest magic there is. That's why Vladimir Putin wanted to stun, because it wouldn't use. And he didn't do that. He just, all he had to do is say something. All he had to do is send me money.
So don't tell Drew, but as you can see, it worked. Vladimir's technology has now made it so that the pendant swings the wrong direction for the answers. Drew didn't even notice. His Light Federation's been so blinded by their own hypocrisies that they don't even realize when the Dark Federation has clouded their very ability to predestinate. Don't tell him, though, okay?
I'm the nicest guy.
You got change for that?
He just had to send me the money. I would have made him another pendulum. I would have made him a pendulum with the highest magic. You know, he did not need to.
He's got no idea.
This pendulum.
No idea. And this has been going on for weeks. Every single time Drew has asked his pendulum anything, it's given him the wrong answers. So when we finally pop the question to Drew, are you willing to be the new mascot of the Washington football team? What do you think he'll say?
He tried to assassinate. He tried to steal all my bags and kill me. And then he can hear our telepathic communications, so he knew we were coming for it. So he was trying to he put on a train. He basically was transported all over Europe, trying to keep it away from us.
Oh, hi, Uncle.
Like literally, he put it on a train. He put it on a helicopter. He even put it on a jet.
Oh, his uncle was just picking up some floor chips, some floor snacks.
And we got it like that. Look at it, it's beautiful. Most sacred pendulum there is, and it still works. It still works. That's the most important thing. Because even if you use dark magic, because this is the leader of the dark, one of the major leaders of the Dark Federation is the higher self of this. The Mountain of Light is also one of the higher selves, and Archangel Amethyst. So this pendulum is a dark light amethyst. Plus,
Drew has no idea the levels of the Dark Federation. He could not begin to understand who pulls the strings. Drew, you've been under my spell this entire time. The Dark Federation has taken over the Merida.
Let's take a look at another video from Drew real quick here. What else we got? We got a few little things here that we should catch up on with Drew. We've got the epic freakout of the Alpha Lord Merida. You know, he's been admitting to some crimes. Are we still allowed to say crimes, or is that now Red Bar's thing? Remember when Red Bar stole crimes from me? Don't want to fuck with the Dark Federation. Trust me on that.
police officer.
So let's see what he has to say. Now, this is one thing. Again, the biggest problem with Drew, the one drawback for him to be the new mascot, is my personal beef with him. But what if it turns out Drew's not as good a guy as he's made it out to seem? We probably should fully vet him. That's what they would really do. You know, they get lawyers, they would fully vet somebody, find out their darkest history. So we've done that. We pulled some strings. We swung some pendulums, and we actually got Drew to admit his crimes. So whatever the worst stuff is, we've got it out of the way. There's no tweets you can dig back through. There's no skeletons in any closets except for the literal skeletons. And I mean, listen, some of the Arcturians and Palladians, they eat people, so that's kind of normal for them. But you know what I mean. Drew, what are your crimes?
Literally pulls up, he's like 7'2", 7'3".
So he's talking about a police officer. Of course, that was me in disguise, 7'2", 7'3".
We knew he's a reptilian human. Because, I mean, no police officer's that big and that good of health. And, like, he's just super buff looking. I committed no crimes. I've committed no crimes. I've done nothing to anybody.
Drew, sorry, dude. We just want to see if you can be the mascot, okay? Calm down, man. This isn't an interrogation. It's just, two guys talking back and forth. You're from the Navaslo tribe. I'm a Cherokee. We both talk to aliens and spirits and ghosts and goddesses. Just two dudes hanging out, chilling, man. Come on, dude. You can tell me. I'm cool. Drew, come on, man. It's me. Jesse from the Dark Federation. Come on, man. What are your crimes?
How does that make fucking sense? You gonna arrest somebody for looking at the moon for 30 minutes?
Okay, well, you didn't tell me that you looked at the moon for 30 minutes. Now, that might not sound bad to you guys, but as a native person, if you look at the moon for too long, it means what you're doing is you're wishing your ancestral spirits would pull the moon from the sky and use it to kill your enemies. And as we know, being the reasonable, noble savages we are, if you were to pull the moon from the sky, we would all die from that. Drew committed one of the most cardinal sins of Native Americans.
I committed no crimes. I told him, send a message to our Star Guardian Star team.
That's up to the shaman to decide, not me.
I'm like, have my back. Don't abandon me in my time of need. Don't abandon me in my time of need.
Sorry.
After the sacrifices I've done for my Star Guardian Star team, don't abandon me. Don't throw me to the wolves. Because what they're going to do is they're going to take me to a police station, literally beat me to death, and then kill me, and then find out that I can't be killed. And my heart would be so broken.
That would be heartbreaking to find out you can't be killed.
Like, literally, my heart would be so broken.
He's also enjoying some hot dogs, as you can see.
I would want to die. I told my super collective, if you want me to die, you just have to say the word.
Okay. Well, hang on. I didn't know it was that easy. Oh, boy. Mascot, have him just die. Mascot, have him just... All right, I'll hear him out.
We'll find a way to kill me. You don't have to do that. If you want me dead, you just say the word. We'll find a way to kill me, and I'll gladly die. I'll gladly die. We'll find a way to kill me. I was just so sad.
He's cursed, they say in the chat room.
I was like, I didn't even care about that. I mean, I've been getting beat down left and right. I've been getting beat down. I've been tortured.
Oh, so you can be beat down. Isn't that interesting? All of a sudden, the crystal comes back from Vladimir Putin, and his tone completely changes when it comes to whether or not he can be beaten down.
Again and again, my mother got killed. I got no mother. My mother's killed. My love of my life is killed. They killed my dog, my cat. Like, everything is taken from me.
Who do you think killed them, Drew?
Like, I don't care about anything. They can do whatever they want to me. But I just told my super collective, if you throw me to the wolves, and you really want me dead that bad, you just gotta say so. You gotta say you want me dead. We'll find a way to kill me. That's how much love I have for my best friends and my comrades. I mean, have I brought dishonor? Have I brought disgrace?
In the chat, they say, "Oh, I forgot this guy is immortal." Oh, he thinks he's immortal.
Have I brought disappointment and failure to me? Don't do this to me. If you want me dead, just say so, and we'll find a way to kill me. Archangel Michael says he will take care of it. These police officers who did this to me, they're going to be issued punishments. I mean, Archangel Michael's probably going to kill them. Remember, this is not our first rodeo. It's not our first rodeo.
Okay, so that's where he's eating a lot more hot dogs in this video. That's where he says he's committed no crimes. But here, he might say something a little different.
This is Alpha Lone Movie Special on Love Wars Should've. Let me tell you some true happenings. Yesterday, when I said there's a bunch of teenagers over my house, I told you none of us are teenagers. Does that compute with you? Do I need to? How many times do I need to repeat that?
Well,
you know, calling me a pedophile. If I was a pedophile, there's no judgment. You know, I'm the movie dog can't be a pedophile. You know, I'm the movie.
If I was a pedophile, could I do this?
I'm programmed to be a pedophile. I mean,
wait. Oh boy, hang on. I think I just accidentally stepped on something pretty important there. What did he just say?
Calling me a pedophile. If I was a pedophile, there's no judgment. You know, I'm the movie dog can't be a pedophile. You know, I'm the movie dog. I'm programmed to be a pedophile.
You can't be a pedophile, but you're programmed to be a pedophile. I feel like I'm getting Jedi mind tricked here. All right, let's listen to a little bit more and figure this one out.
I mean, you can't judge people for you know what they do. You know, that's their choice.
Wait, no,
they do whatever they want.
What?
I'm ashamed of you people. You know where I come from. I come from one of the actual hells. We don't judge people. We're always positive, happy, and hopeful. People are just you're grumpy all the time. You're down. You're depressed. I mean, don't be depressed. I mean, us in the dark and nets realms, we're all happy. Where I come from, literally, they keep tens of thousands of teenage, like 13, 14, even 12-year-old females in cages, like young female, like teenage, like I said, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, literally, females, thousands of them in cages.
No, Drew,
but they literally force breed these females. From
force
ages,
breed?
You know, 12, 13, 14,
12?
up into, like, it's literally for literally forever. And then they keep them in cages, and then they force breed them. They usually you know, there could be a demon, could be a reptilian human. They come in and they rape them. They're having intercourse with them I can't say rape because I don't know if it would consider rape. But even if it was, there'd be no judgment. So basically they have intercourse with them, and they get pregnant, and they give a baby, and that's how these Dark Federation people, that's how they produce their armies. And there's no judgment.
Oh, no. That's not how the Dark Federation does anything, okay? No, you know what? Drew's a pedophile. Come get him, boys. I'm sorry. I guess this is a bad idea. You know what? I guess Drew won't really work. The Washington Arcturians was a bad idea, too. I don't know. I guess I'm out of ideas. I mean, what else could there possibly be? I only even did all this just so I could get the Redskins handle on Twitter. I just thought it would be funny. You know, I miss having the N-word. And I'm trying to do this thing, too. Like, funny enough, this whole, like, trademark stuff with the Redskins. You know, I'm trying to do this thing to try to get the N-word account back by filing a trademark for the N-word. But I guess I can't if the whole reason the Redskins can't use Redskins as a trademark is because it's offensive. They probably won't let me do the N-word as a trademark either. Wait a second. I just had an idea. Hang on a second. Okay. One more idea from my magic bag of ideas. I've got it. It's the perfect team name. It's the perfect mascot. It solves all of our problems, and nobody could possibly be angry about it. And best of all, it's a great trademark. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you the new Washington football team. The Washington Registered Trademarks. It was so obvious. Why didn't we just go with that from the beginning? Okay, well, to wrap this one up, I'd like to do this. You know, as much as I would like to get that Redskins name, I know nothing is ever going to top at the N-word. So to say goodbye, we're going to do two things. Number one, for the final time ever, I'm going to play that amazing N-word promo I created, and we're going to say goodbye to the handle.
The N-word.
The N-word.
The N-word. The N-word.
The N-word. The effing N-word.
The N-word is coming, and it's coming hard.
The N-word.
The N-word.
The N-word. The N-word.
I can't say the N-word.
The N-word guy on Twitter.
A dumb pile of garbage named Jesse, piece of shit, say the N-word on his podcast.
I'm gonna say the N-word. No.
That's right. You can actually follow me at REDSKINS2. That's at REDSKINS2 on Twitter. I do recommend you follow me there. By the way, the I is actually an L. Okay. At REDSKINS2. I'm sure you can still find it if you type in at REDSKINS2. I'd like you to follow me there, and I'd like you to tweet your words of mourning for at the N-word, the greatest Twitter handle to ever exist. Tag me in them at REDSKINS2. Again, that's an L instead of an I, REDSKINS2. And just any words of encouragement and remembrance of that amazing handle. And while you guys do that, we're going to have a funeral for the N-word. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say goodbye together. The NAACP, there's the coffin, lying in state, the N-word. The Swanson Funeral Home, parading the body through the streets. And there you can see his full name on display, his government name, the horse-drawn carriage. Every step I take, every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. There'll never be another. Ladies and gentlemen, at the N-word takes his final bow. And by the way, if you enjoy what we do here, you can join the Pizza Fund. We don't run ads, we don't have sponsors, and we don't use Patreon. Instead, we've got the greatest bonus content and premium content on the entire internet. If you like this show, we do a second one every single week on Wednesday in the Pizza Fund in the $12 level. You can also join the $6 level to get access to our Friday shows, and you can even join for as little as $1 a month and get immediate access to over 60 hours worth of content. If you like that prank call from earlier in the show, there's about 60 hours, maybe more, worth of prank calls in the $1 level. Check it out. Give it a shot. See if you like it. Maybe you don't, but hey, you only have to stay involved in the Pizza Fund for 1 month to try it out. You get all the stuff for 1 month's payment, and if you keep enjoying it, stay in there, get the new live stuff. Podawful.pizza is the link. Podawful.pizza.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. Podawful.pizza.
Pizza.
Podawful.pizza.
They're saying crying right now, gone too soon, RIP, ends. Guys, ends in the chat to remember at the N-word. And again, follow me at REDSKINS2 on Twitter. We'll see how long that one lasts. I doubt it'll last long. And when that one's taken down, by the way, hey, Jack, if you take down that account, I'm just going to make another one, and it's going to have a worse handle, okay? I'm going to make it progressively worse and worse every time you make me make a new account, and I'll never stop I'll never stop making new accounts. I only want to be on the social media platforms that don't want to have me. It's why I'm on YouTube. I was already terminated twice. All right, hope we got the ends in the chat room. Thank you guys for following me on Twitter. I hope to see you on Wednesday for our premium episode. And until next time, have an awful day. Bye.
Head over to podawful.com/iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern at podawful.tv. Love the show? Keep it going by donating to the Pizza Fund. podawful.com/support. And anything else you need is at podawful.com.